Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and today is going to be another food preservation day. Thanks to the challenge that we are doing in August with the hashtag down below of Every Bit Counts Challenge and put on by Jessica over at Three Rivers Homestead. So I will leave all that information down below. If you click on that hashtag, it'll take you to a lot of different channels that are doing the same thing. Just trying to do a little bit every day with what you want to preserve, or even every week. Some people may not have enough to do every day. I don't have enough to do every day. So you will not probably see me every day, but if I can come up with some stuff, I will do it. But today we're going to can some pickles. We've done it before. I have videos on it already, but that's what I'm doing today. So, you know. The difference is, normally in the past, I get cucumbers from friends and family and stuff like that. They give them to me. This time, I have only like 4 from a friend. The rest I grew myself. A customer of ours gave us 2 cucumber plants. They were doing really well. Now, I think it's just too hot and humid here. I'm in like the middle of Michigan. And it's just too hot and sticky and humid, and my flowers got like a fungus on them. I had so many flowers. So I'm grateful for what I got. There's still some out there. They're little. They're not growing real fast now, so we'll see. I tried to put a solution on there. I looked up on Pinterest or something, of baking soda and water, and went out there and kind of put that around it and stuff. So we'll see. Fingers crossed that we get at least a few more out of here. But for right now, I did get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of my own. I'm pretty proud of that. I've never grown a cucumber before. I always do peppers and tomatoes, and I don't know. I just never do a cucumber because they're so viney, and I'm like, where am I going to stick it? The plants are in a pot, like a big pot like this. So they are container cucumbers. But let's take a look-see. So these 4 are from my friend who has an in-ground garden. So they brought us a few of those, and their cucumbers are not doing that great either. So I asked them about it and stuff like that. So then these are mine. I don't know. They're different, but I'm going to pickle them all the same. So this is all I got to work with. We'll see what we can come up with, how many pints we get. And let's get started. Cheers! Okay, to begin with, I already have jars set aside that are already clean and sterilized. I got out quite a few, but I don't think I'm going to need that many. Now that I pulled these out of the fridge. I had them in the fridge during the day here, but so they're already washed. I'm going to trim them though. I'm going to trim the ends, and usually a little bit up like this, about a good chunk like that off. And then we will get them all sliced up and put in. I was going to start the brine first, but I think I'm going to wait and see how many jars I'm going to need to know how much brine. I don't want to waste brine, you know. So I'm making zesty pickles. 2 years ago, I think it was, I made zesty pickles, and I made them last year also, a few batches of them. And it's really putting the red pepper flakes in there, stuff like that. It's really kind of get them to taste like those Vlasic zesty pickles. They're close. They're not exact, but they are close, and they are good. And my husband loves them, and I love them. So we'll see what we come up with here, but it's really putting like the red pepper flakes in there. Use fresh garlic, use minced garlic from your jar, use garlic powder. I'm going to see what I have because I kind of forgot about making sure I had enough garlic on hand. So I know I have garlic powder. I know I have some minced, but I don't think I have any fresh. I'll have to look. I use dry dill. So because my dill did not go well this year. So I'm going to put some dry dill in there. And yeah, vinegar, water, you're going to make your little brine. You could zhuzh it up with whatever you want. I do put a little bit of Splenda in there to counterbalance it a little bit. I do use what is that called? The crisping salt for pickles to crisp them. I think it really helps. If you keep getting pickles that are a little too mushy or they're okay or flimsy, I think it really helps. So And decent size pickles when you're cutting them. I think in the past I've cut them too small or too thin, and maybe they should have been halves instead of quarters. I think that gives it a good backbone structure too. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but these little things, you know, we still eat them, so it doesn't matter. Whatever. So, I'm going to cut these up real quick and get them in the jars, pack them in, and then we'll start the brine. So, a little trick also is you want to make sure that the cucumbers, when you're cutting them, are going to be about the size of your jar to stuff them in there. So keep that in mind, because you might get some ends off one like this one I did. And I'm telling you, these are the cucumbers that I grew. And I don't even know what kind they are, but they are so good. Oh my gosh, they're good. I wish I knew when the lady brought the plants to me. Well, sorry, I'm chewing. Brought them to my husband, and he had brought them home, and I'm like, ugh, I wish I knew what kind they were. If anyone knows what kind these are, will you tell me? I don't know if they're just regular pickling ones or if they're considered something else. I mean, they have their little bumps on them and stuff. They are so stinking good. They're so fresh tasting. But I'm trying to pack in as much as I can because then you use less brine. Stinking good, you guys. I don't know. I kind of just want to eat them now. Okay. So that, let me get another jar. I am doing some of them a little wider because I thought, oh, you know, my husband eats them in his lunch. Like almost every day I put them in his lunch and stuff. So it'd be good to maybe not, I mean, some I did bigger, some I did thinner. They're just all going in the same jar, so it doesn't matter. But again, I just kind of go like this, kind of eyeball it. You can have it up just a little bit here. The ones that don't quite fit, when you know you get the little chunks like this, we can do those in little smaller sections. And so they'll go in a jar by themselves. Or if you need to like pack a top of one. I don't know, but I'm telling you, these are good. See, like this one, I think I'm going to leave it just like that. Put that in there. So I got a few like this. Right now I'm going to put those to the side. See what I got going on with those. I might get more than I thought, actually. Believe it or not. So this is going to have probably a good chunk like that. Look at how beautiful. I don't know. Now I know in the past, because people just give me the cucumbers and I pickle whatever cucumber I get, I never know the varieties that they're giving me. I do know in the past there's been plenty that were not considered pickling ones, but I still pickled them anyway. So, I might be able to get some of these in there. See, now this one is what my friend grew, and look at the difference in stuff, right? I might use that more in the sliced ones. That might be good. I might just keep that one out for this weekend because we'll be going to the camper, so it's a little wrinkly all the way up to here. It's a little soft. There. I was also worried at picking them because I didn't know, you know, like, are they ready? I don't want to pick them too soon. I don't want to pick them too late, you know, because if they get too yellow, then you might as well waste your time kind of thing. So, I guess I need another jar. Will it fit in there? Take a little tad off. So, that, of course, made me worried. I didn't want them to go to waste, and I didn't want to pick them too soon all the things gardeners worry about, right? Let's get this guy in there. He cracks me up. I got one out there right now that is, he looks a lot like how this one was shaped. I'm like, what in the heck is going on with you, little guy? He's a little bottom heavy. Yeah, see, these are smaller seeds. So I'm wondering if these really are just pickling, and then other people have given me regular cucumbers. So I almost might not want to use these two. And that way they don't get too mushy, you know? I don't know. I might start another batch of cucumbers now that I'm kind of... The whole point is, I don't know. I don't want to... I don't think I will. I think I'll wait until Flashfood gets some cucumbers in, or I can buy them kind of... We're good there. In bulk somewhere. Geez, you guys, I think we're getting more than I thought we were going to get. I'm excited. These are just so stinking good. All right, let me finish these up. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to keep these two because these are the ones my friends gave me, and they're more like this. They're this type, more seedy, stuff like that. I did cut up the other half of this one, stick it in one of the jars. These I'm just going to save for a salad or something and eat them this week. So I got this full, but then I had room down here, so that's where I'm taking these ones and cutting them in smaller pieces and putting them in here so I get the most use out of them. And, you know, a good little pickle wedge there will be just fine to eat. They'll get eaten. And I'm just trying to stuff them as much as I can in here. And I'm eating little pieces at the same time. So they're so good. So stinking yummy. Oh, there's space down there. Dang it. I think I can get them back out now. Some space in there. Okay, so really what I would have left is just this right here. So, oh shoot, I guess I'm going to have to eat them. So, these are my snackies. I'm going to eat, oh, I got that little guy here too. And these I'm going to keep in the fridge for the weekend. So we got 3, 4, 6. Good. I did not think from looking at those that we were going to get 6. We could get more if I wanted to use these, but I just don't know if they're actually pickling. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is when they get too mushy sometimes. So I haven't decided yet. Okay, so we're going to get our brine going, and I'm going to put in... since I only have 6 pints, I'm going to do, I write notes about all my canning things. So I highly suggest that, especially if you like something or you don't like something, and then you can make a mark in your book saying you don't like it. So last year, obviously I did 12 pints when I did this. This one I only got 6. I'm going to cut it in half. So I'm going to do 3 cups water, and I'm going to get 3 cups of vinegar. All right, so now I'm going to put in the vinegar. I'm going to get this going because we're just going to kind of dissolve some of the stuff in here. Let me get my red pepper flakes. You do this to your taste. I'm making zesty. So, but remember when you're canning, the flavor goes a long way when you're canning. So I just want a little in each one. I may add a little extra at the end. Now I gotta get my garlic or garlic powder. Let's see what I got. Okay, for right now, I'm gonna use this minced garlic. I'm gonna use what I have left of it. And get that in there. If you want to add more flavor with more of it, obviously use more. I am doing, remember, I'm only doing 6 pints. So, and I can easily rinse this out with some water, which I'm going to do right now. Okay, so I put just a little bit of water in here so we can empty that out. Use that up. I'm going to put in some dill. you kind of use the flavor you want. So use what you want in there. All right, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of stevia. You can use sugar. Use what you want. I am going to add in some of the more crystallized salt. Not a lot. This is not used for preservation. This is really used for just taste. So I'm not going to put a ton in, but just a little bit there. Okay, that's it. I'm just going to let this get to a nice simmer, and then we will be done with this. We're going to top off all our jars, and then we're going to put that pickle crisp in the jars too. Okay, so just to make sure I have enough for each one. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I always forget. I don't want to forget the pickling crisp. So this is the pickle crisp granules by Ball. I think there's a couple other versions. I need to get that in there. An eighth of a teaspoon in each one. And you can put it on the bottom, on the top. I'm going to put it on now and then pour the hot liquid over it. Okay, so, you know, it's an eighth. So, you know, it's like half this quarter, right? So you just want a little bit in there. I'm going to do it in each one. You can't see me here. Now, another thing is, if we get down and we don't have a lot of brine left, it's okay. We're just going to add vinegar, or you could add water to it, whatever. Or a combo of, whoops, probably a little too much. Whoops. Oh, that's great. Hold on. Real life here, people. Real life. So we're just doing a little. Okay, so it's in all of them. A little goes a long way. But because of the brine that I have with the mixture of all the goodies in it, I want to make sure I get some in each jar, right? And then I can top it off with other stuff if I need to. So I'm going to do it like this. So they're not full yet by any means. But I want to get some of all that good stuff in there and go from there. Because I have run out of brine before doing this. That's why sometimes I'll top it with stuff like more dill, more red pepper flakes, stuff like that to make sure I got an even amount. I am going to show you 2023's pickles because I just opened one today. I've been opening them, but I just thought I'd show you what they look like from last year. Now again, I don't know what kind of pickles they were, or cucumbers they were. I think we'll have enough brine, but just to be safe. This one has a little more space to it. My nose is running. Oops. I don't want it too full. Just pull that out. Okay, so now I'm going to top them off. More of that. This is the first one I did, so I want to get some of the good stuff in there. That's probably too high now. Some of them I may have to skim off there just a little bit. All right, so we got everything in all of them. We need to clean off the tops of all of these now. And this one I'm going to take a little bit out of. Got a little too carried away. Okay, I think all this one is more. We still have to debubble. So debubbling we'll do first, because then if we need to add any more room or any more liquid to it, we can. So I think all my liquids are at a good spot. Okay. And to debubble, you're just gonna, you can use a knife, whatever you have. We're just trying to get the bubbles out so it'll help seal. And there's some little air bubbles that will come up. If you pack them pretty tight, it's pretty nice. There's, you won't get a lot of bubbles. Bubblage. No, I hope that one's not too high. I might cut that one down just a smidge. Ooh, this one's pretty packed tight here. Dang. Okay. I can't even get in here. But I am getting some bubbles up, which is what we want. Okay, that one I'm going to trim down a little bit, I think. No one's perfect. Don't think that, you know what, also, don't think that you have to do a huge batch of anything. I used to think growing up that when I watched my mom can different things, and she didn't do a lot, but when she did, it was like an all day thing, all day. Her and my oldest sister would do it. And I'm like, geez, and the house would be hot. They'd be, you know, I mean, it was a thing they did, and it was nice and everything, but at the same time, that's a lot of work. And then I did it once with a friend of mine, and we did all day. It was all day canning. I'm like, I just don't want to spend all day canning. And then I realized, you know what? You don't have to spend all day canning. You can do a little bit here and there. You can do small batches. So I'm more of a small batch canner. I don't take all day to can. I do a batch here and there, and obviously I never have a huge garden, but I do get a lot of veggies that are, you know, in bulk or whatever, and so that's what I go by. Let me cut this little guy down just a smidge. And this one. They're a little high. So see, you can make, I'll eat him. Pretty good. I'm going to show them now. Alright. We're going to clean the tops and get the lids on. And all we're doing is just cleaning off the tops of them. Set that over there. We'll be cleaning the bottoms too. I got juice everywhere. I'm not a clean canner. I can tell you that. But that's okay. My kitchen. I'm just using water and paper towel. Some people use vinegar and paper towel. I haven't had any problems with just water, so I just wet a paper towel down and make sure we get all these nice and clean so they will seal. Okay. Okay, so they're all cleaned. We're going to put lids on. I do reuse my lids. These happen to be just brand new out of the box though. But I do reuse them as long as the seal looks good on them and still nice and orange. Not a problem. I've never had a problem with it. Okay, so these are on. Now we got to get our little rings. Okay. It's finger tight. I'm sure you know the drill. Plenty of people on here are doing pickles. Just depends on, you know, everyone changes some of the spices in them. Stuff like that. Some put, I think, coriander and stuff in there. Okay. My rule of thumb is if it doesn't spin well, okay. That one makes me nervous that it might not seal. Anyway, so you know, different people put some different spices, and I do obviously a zesty dill. Okay, we are getting our water up to temp. I am just using, because it's such a small batch, I'm not even getting out my water bath canner. I'm just using a big stock pot. And it's to simmer. I'm going to drop them in now and then fill the rest of it so it's covered on the top. So you'll see, obviously we're putting things in here. I hope all these, I think I can fit 6 in here. The water will rise. We need it to be above the lids. And I have had times where I had to take water back out. And this may be one of those times. You can put a towel in the bottom if you want. So don't think that you have to have all these fancy gadgets and stuff. Are we going to explode water here? I think I need to take some water out here. Hold on. Just remember, no one's perfect at this stuff, so real life, we make mistakes. You never know. I'm going to try this now. I'm scared I'm going to drop a jar. I'll fit this one in the middle. Hold on, I got to finagle them. Well, unfortunately, usually I will do some square jars and then like ball jars and then some smooth ones so I can finagle a 6, and I can't get it in here. So we are going to get the ball. Then we are going to have to I'll take my use out, because that one has pieces in it. But that's okay, because I'm going to be doing some green beans also. So I'm just going to keep that jar to the side, put it in the fridge, and then tomorrow I'll water bath can it with the green beans. So it'll be perfectly fine. Okay, so we're going to get this to temperature. Once it starts to bubble, then that's when you're going to do it for 15 minutes. Not at this point when it starts to bubble, like boil. We're almost done. We got about 4 minutes left. Look at how stinking cute you are. You happy? Yeah. Okay, so I ended up doing that last jar that I could not get into the pan. The water was hot enough. The jar was still pretty warm itself, so I just put it in there, added more water to the pan, got it up to temperature, and water bath canned it for the 15 minutes. So now it's out. So now they're all done. So I don't have to worry about that tomorrow in case I don't get to the green beans tomorrow. Yeah, so that was it. I will show you them real quick. There they are. They're all sealed except for this one, because that's the last one I just pulled out. I will tell you, I always get worried because if I pressure can, I feel like within 10 minutes, all my seals go. And so it works perfectly. When I water bath can, it takes a little longer and it stresses me out thinking that I did something wrong or they're not going to seal. And then they always seal. But it's like, I think maybe maybe twice in the last 3 years I've had something not seal. But it does stress you out because there's a difference, between pressure canning and water bath canning. So I'm over here. I'm like, oh my God, if they're not going to seal, I'm going to be so upset and I got to redo them all over again. But nope, they all started sealing. It probably took them a good 20 minutes or so, and then they started popping off. So we're just waiting for that little guy, but I just pulled him out about 2-3 minutes ago. So now real quick, I wanted to show you what the pickles are going to look like. But you can see all the stuff. This was last year's, August of 23. And I already opened it. I opened it this morning. I'm going to get just a thin one because I got to eat dinner still. So this is a thin one. It's pretty stable. It's not too wobbly or anything. They're so good. Juicy. I asked my husband this morning, I said, when I do these pickles, do you want more of the zesty ones? Or do you want like just a regular dill? And He's like, well, I don't care. What did I have this morning? So this morning, I think I gave him one last one out of a dill jar. He said they taste like normal pickles. I'm like, okay. And I go, well, I think I'm going to do this batch in Zesty. The next batch, I know I'll get more cucumbers. Even if it's not from my plants, I know I'll get them from someone will give them to me, you know. So then I'll do that batch and dill. But anyway, whew, it's got a little heat to it. I like it. So keep that in mind. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. You can really help out my channel by giving it a thumbs up. If you get a chance, leave a comment. Click on the hashtag down below, everybitcountschallange, that Jessica's putting on, and then you can see other ideas for canning, preserving. It's not just canning, so don't get stressed out. It's not just canning. It's not just pressure canning. It could be water bath canning. It could be freezing. It could be dehydrating, freeze dryer, all that stuff. Even drying herbs by hanging them upside down. So don't think, because obviously I'm a small batch type person for preserving. I don't have a farm or a garden, but it doesn't mean you can't still preserve and put food away for your family or for whatever during the winter, fall, winter months, stuff like that. Even, like I said, making freezer meals and putting them away. You'd have them for a busy day or something like that. It's keeping the stuff together, keeping it where you're not wasting, first of all, and you're preserving it for another time when you need it most. So check out all that info down below, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.